Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Chemistry Unfolded. So today we are going to study the most important part, that is crystal field stabilization energy in octahedral and tetrahedral complexes. So let's get started. First we need to know the splitting pattern of octahedral complexes. Basically, you have 5 d orbitals in octahedral complex: dxy, dyz, dzx, dz square, dx square minus y square. So these 5 orbitals split into 2 depending on the type of ligands, that is whether they are strong field and weak field, and the strength of the ligands decides the intensity of splitting. Like if you have a strong field ligand, they will split to a larger extent. If it is a weak field ligand, it will split to a smaller extent. So these, that is dxy, dyz and dzx, they stabilize down, whereas dz square and dx square minus y square, they go on top. Then we need to also keep in mind these down ones are labeled as T2G, the above ones are labeled as EG, and this is the dq value. For the above one it is 6 dq, for the below one it is minus 4 dq. Also you may write it as 0.4 dq. Let's study further. So when you are solving the crystal field stabilization energy for any complex given, first you need to find the D configuration. That is, say suppose the complex has a D1 is a D1 complex, then what will be the electronic configuration, or how will they split? Say suppose it is D1, so it will be split into T2G1 and EG0, because always the splitting takes place as T2G will be down, EG will be up. So based on the stability, T2G will be filled first, followed by EG. So D1 complex, so T2G is filled first. That T2G1 electron you need to multiply by minus 4.0, and this gives you your crystal field stabilization energy. For D1 complex it is minus 0.4 delta naught. For D2 complex, it will be like this, it splits like this. You have your dxy, dyz and dzx here. So 2 d electrons are there, one will be here, the other one will be here. Just remember, it doesn't pair up, it splits, it fills singly first, and later on based on the ligand it will either pair up or it will go on top. That I will explain later. So for D2, this is the way they fill the electrons. So these 2 electrons get multiplied by this and you get your crystal field stabilization energy, that is minus 0.4 into 2, which is minus 0.8 delta naught. Same way for D3 complex, your third electron will come up here and you will get minus 1.2 delta O after multiplying those 3 electrons with minus 0.4. After that we have for D4 complex, and it has 2 criteria. First, when you have a high spin ligand. Second, when you have a low spin ligand. What high spin? When you have a strong field ligand, what you get is a low spin complex, as I told you, because strong field ligands split to a larger extent. So as a result, what happens is the electrons do not prefer to go on top, rather prefer to pair down. As a result, you get low spin complex. But if suppose you have a weak field complex, the gap will be less, and electron will prefer pairing down. Now consider D4 high spin complex. D4 high spin meaning the electron also goes on top. From the name itself you can understand high spin, so it will go up, high it will go. So that means 3 electrons will remain down, the fourth one will go on top. So minus 4.0 into 3 plus above one is called 0.6, multiply by that 1. So you get minus 1.2 plus 0.6, which is equal to minus 0.6 delta O. If it is low spin meaning strong field ligand, that means it remains down. Short trick to remember, low spin meaning down only. So all those 4 electrons prefer to remain down. That is, they pair 1, 1, 1, and the fourth one will pair down. So that is why minus 0.4 into 4 plus 0.6 into 0. If you do not write that, also doesn't matter. So what is important is minus 0.4 into 4, which will give you minus 1.6 into delta O, plus this one pairing. Fine. Same way you do for D5. D5, what you have? High spin, 3 down, 2 on top. That means it will give you what? Minus 1.2 plus 1.2, which is equal to 0 delta O. For if you have low spin complex, so all those 5 electrons remain down, and you get minus 0.4 into 5, which is nothing but equal to minus 2.0 delta O. D6 high spin, you should do the same thing. Now D6 high spin, what will happen for D6 high spin is that high spin, so it will go on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes on top, the 6th electron comes down. So your CFSE will become minus 0.4 into 4 plus 0.6 into, how many went on top? 2. So it is basically minus 0.4 into 4 is how much? 4 4s are 16. That is minus 1.6 plus 6 into 2 is 12. So it is basically minus 0.4 delta O. But if you say low spin meaning all those electrons remain down. So it is simple. So it is as simple as this, that you have to multiply minus 0.4 into your 6 electrons, which will give you minus 2.4 delta O as your CFSE. You can also try for D7 to D10 high spin as well as low spin complexes. That's the homework. Now comes a CFSE for tetrahedral complexes. Same way, tetrahedral complexes also has this configuration. But what happens, tetrahedral complexes, it reverses. dz square minus y square and dz square, they stabilize down, whereas dxy, dyz, dzx, they go on top. So this is your E. Always remember, for tetrahedral complexes, this G, for octahedral what we wrote T2G. But what happens in case of tetrahedral, we do not write T2G, rather we write T2. Same way for EG, we do not write as EG, but we write it as E. So it will become E. That, and here the sign minus 6 dq, above is plus 4 dq. So what happens in tetrahedral complexes is, as I told you in the last video, that they always form high spin complexes as the splitting is less. So you always have to remember that tetrahedral always form high spin complexes. Say suppose you have a D5 system, so it will become 1, 2, 3. It will not pair up, rather it will go on top. So coming to D1 complex. So D1 complex, you have to fill the electron, and to remove CFSE you have to multiply this minus 0.6, which was in the diagram, into that one, which will give you minus 0.6 delta T. If the question is asked in terms of delta T, you have to levitate this only. But if they ask you in terms of delta O, you need to multiply this answer by 4 upon 9 delta O, which gives you the answer as minus 0.27 delta O. So here I have solved all the CFSE for tetrahedral complexes right from D1 to D10 configuration. Always remember, for tetrahedral, first you need to find for delta T. If in the question it is asked still delta T, remain there. But if they ask to move for delta O, then you need to multiply by 4 upon 9 delta O. So this is the way I have solved it. The trick is simple to remember. If you see for D1, it is minus 2.0 0.7, 0.54, then 0.36, 0.18 and 0. Again when you come for D6, again it is like that. Minus 0.27, minus 0.54, minus 0.36, minus 0.18 and 0. So you just have to remember this from D1 to D5. Then use the same trend from D6 to D10. That's the simplest trick. Hope you all like the video. Please share it among your friends and subscribe to my channel.